All right, guys, I promised to do exhaust measuring a while back. Let's see how we can do this, how bad it's going to look. Okay. Now, I've already got these calipers set, right? So when I do it, the throat is the minimum size, okay? A lot of guys measure the throat like at the bottom of the third cut, but if your bowl goes in more, that wouldn't really be the throat, right? Minimum, the throat is going to be your smallest diameter. Now this throat is not completely circular, right? It fits through this way, and it's a touch tighter this way, and I mean just a touch. But I'm cool with that because it works pretty well. Now, if I laid that back a little bit more, I may get rid of that little bit of turbulence I had at 0.25. But at this point, I think that port works way too good to even mess with it. Okay? So when I'm doing the bowls, I would make sure this number is as close as possible to the other one. Now, I told you this head actually has 3 different exhaust ports. So this exhaust port at this end and this exhaust port at this end are the identical ports. The ones in the middle are different. This one's actually cast a little bit larger, and it has a larger throat. So I'm not ruining the other ones to make up for that one. Now, I got a question not too long ago about how much different the exhaust flow is when it has the exhaust crossover. Every head I've ever flowed that has an exhaust crossover in it flowed better than the other exhaust ports. If you really want to get technical, you can fill it. You can fill it with aluminum. You can fill it with ceramic epoxy. And you'll get, cleaner pulses. I don't know if ceramic epoxy holds up. It's something I would like to try. But I usually leave them open. Now that I live in Florida, I don't need intake heating. So up north we used it. Down here we don't need it. Okay. Now another good measurement. Sometimes the snaps are even better than the calipers. I'm not really a big fan of snaps, but all right, the snaps can fit in, and then I can put it right on the guide, and I can get that bowl width easy with the snap, right? And I would go over to the other port. That's the same. And it should be within a couple thousandths, okay? That looks good to me. Okay, these exhaust openings aren't completely finessed, but you should be able to get the idea, right? This height here should be the same height as the one on this side, and it's darn close. Now, I said these two are different exhaust ports. Take a look at this. I didn't change these heights. They're noticeably bigger. And when I do the width, okay, I got that width. This width should be almost exactly the same. It's just a touch tight. Take a look at these. They fit right in there. They're absolutely bigger. Now, should that make that big a difference? I'm going to flow all of these. I think I'm going to make a spreadsheet up and show you guys every single port. I'm going to have to finish finessing these exhaust ports, but they're pretty close. And we're going to compare every intake port, every exhaust port. We did all the testing on an outside port, so that's what you've seen so far. You've seen an outside exhaust port. The inside exhaust ports are a little bit larger. They have a little bit larger throat. I expect them to flow at least as well. But I'm definitely not going to take the two outside ones and make them any bigger because they work really well the way they are. And even if they did have a little bit different flow, how is that going to affect how it runs? Kind of similar to the intake manifold with the upper H's and the lower H's different size, right? The only thing it's going to do is it's going to broaden your torque band a little bit. You'll have ports that work a little bit better at a lower RPM, but these are very close. You will never notice it. In fact, I don't expect the flows to be very different at all. Thanks, guys. You know, I just thought of it. I really should include a couple other measurements. Okay, this is a good measurement to have. Right, a little bit above the floor. How wide it is. The other measurement that's good to have is how tall you are this way, right? And it should be pretty close. There it is. Okay, within a couple thousandths. And these haven't, like I said, I haven't finished finessing these. That's strictly from my cleanup porting. So those ports were very close to begin with. Okay? Thanks a lot.